Hey guys, it's HokieHomeBrew here. Just wanted to make a quick video responding to some of you guys sending me messages about the next HokieHomeBrew experiment on YouTube. I thought it would be easier just to address by creating a quick video. Sorry if the lighting's kind of weird in here right now. I have it angled. I wanted you to see my new display case that I have back here. This is the latest addition to my man room, and it's a display case, a curio cabinet, and I collect pint glasses from breweries. Every time I go to a new brewery I get a pint glass, and I've been collecting them for several years now, and I have quite a few, and they've just been in boxes for up till now. So I've been wanting to get a display case like that with the glass shelves and the interior lighting and all that. So that's the latest addition. On to the business at hand. HokieHomeBrew Round 3 experiment. This is just a interest video, a very early, just to gauge interest and get ideas, and throw down a few guidelines that from lessons learned on the last two. First off, let me go through the guidelines before we even talk about ideas. We learned a lot of lessons on the last two, things we did right, things we did wrong. The first one, the Hokie Hop experiment, was about 10 people. It went pretty smoothly. The last one, the yeast experiment, which is still going on, is 20 people or so. And it went pretty smoothly actually for the fact that there was 20 people. We only had one, maybe two boxes that got broken in shipping or messed up or something, which I think is good for 20 people all across the United States and Canada. But we did learn some lessons, and so here's the guidelines. If you're interested in doing the next Hokie experiment, whatever it may be, here are the I guess rules that are going to have to apply just to make things easier on me, the shipping hub, and any other shipping hubs, people that might volunteer to do that, and then you as well. Make it easier on you guys and make sure you get all your beers. Guideline number one, rule number one, this new one, we're going to require you to bottle your beer in plastic PET bottles. They're like the little Wayner 665 did it, and Kyle from Homebrew Heaven. They're the little plastic bottles, look like little soda bottles. They're a little bit shorter. You can buy them at your local homebrew supply store. You can get them from homebrewheaven.com, Northern Brewer, wherever. They're cheap, so there shouldn't be an excuse for that. And that's going to eliminate a lot of different things. It's going to make things, first, there's no risk of any bottles breaking, so people like High-Tall 1063 aren't going to get screwed this time. Sorry, High-Tall, about that, by the way. Second, packing is going to be a lot simpler. Shipping is going to be cost less because it's going to weigh less. Packing, for me and SJ Poor, the two that were doing the shipping hub last time, packing the, hold on one second, let me plug my camera in, it's going to die on us. I'm going to keep talking though. Packing the ESBs required me to go out and buy actual additional material. I'm going to have to move, the power cord won't reach, bear with me. It was kind of an impromptu video. I don't know if you can see me there. Okay. Can you see me? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I had to go out and buy actual rolls of bubble wrap and peanuts, and most people put stuff like that in their boxes, and I was able to reuse some of that stuff, but I still needed a lot more. So that was an extra cost for me, me and SJ. What else? Some people chose not to wrap their bottles, and somehow they made them safe, but when I was sending them out, I wanted to make sure that they weren't broken on my hand, so I had to wrap the people that didn't wrap theirs. So if we use plastic bottles, really, you throw them in a box, maybe put some peanuts in there just to be safe, and you should be good to go. That's guideline number one. I don't really want to, it's pretty simple, there's not much to dwell on that. So if you want to be in the next one, agree to fill yours in plastic bottles. Secondly, we can do 20 people again if that's the case. We'll see what the interest is and see how many people are interested. But if that's the case, if there's 20 people interested, we can do that no problem with plastic bottles. That's pretty much the big one. Second one is Same rule's going to apply in terms of how it's going to work. You're going to send half your beers to me and half your beers to whoever the new shipping hub is. SJ is not going to be the shipping hub this time. I'm not going to ask him to do it. He's done it twice. He's been gracious enough to do it twice, and it's time for someone else to volunteer. So that's why we come to this. Shipping hubs, I need a volunteer. Here's the idea. Preferably, another way to cut down on costs is for someone to volunteer to be a shipping hub who lives on the West Coast. That way, because it seemed like it was kind of half and half on people in the experiment, people living on the East Coast, people living on the West Coast. So if we have a shipping hub on the West Coast, he can send all the beers to the people on the West Coast, and then I'm on the East Coast, so I can ship all the beers to the East Coast people, thus reducing shipping even more because I won't have to ship all the way to California or wherever. So that's another way to save money. Okay, so volunteer. Put your name down in the bottom if you are willing to do that. Even if you live on the East Coast and you're willing to do it, do it. I mean, we need a shipping hub regardless, but West Coast would be preferred. Third thing is the rules still apply. You'll send half your beer to me and half to the other person. You'll send money with it. The money will be determined based on how many people are involved. If it's 20 people, again, it'll be $10 to each person like we did this time. Your shipping will be cheaper though because it'll be lighter and everything, and so it should be a little bit better, and you don't have to worry about anything breaking. So those are kind of the guidelines. Main thing is plastic bottles, and second thing is I need a new shipping hub person to volunteer, preferably on the West Coast. So that's that. So the final thing is, well, ideas for the next experiment. We've done hops, we've done yeast. People have thrown some ideas out kind of generically, but there's really only two that have gotten multiple responses. People saying, yeah, I like that idea. One is it was suggested by Jameson, Tantrum 777. It's another hop experiment, but it's a double IPA or an imperial IPA. The goal there is pretty much, I think, he hasn't really said what his idea was fully, but I think the idea is pretty much like the hop experiment, to use a single hop, maybe 2 hops, I don't know, but do a double IPA. So we're talking minimum of 12 ounces of hops up to probably even a pound, close to a pound maybe. If we do a single hop in that might be not that inconvenient for people, because then you can just buy a pound bag of whatever hop. If we start working in 3 different hops and then you got to buy a pound worth and you have to buy an ounce of this, 2 ounces of that, it gets more expensive. But if you can buy a pound bag of 1 hop, that might work. So that's one idea, double IPA. And the second idea that I've heard that has gotten multiple responses was from Glitch 777. It's more of a, so the last 2 we've done, one was a hop one was a yeast one, kind of seeing what the yeast brings to the table and then what the different hops bring to the table. Well, this idea from Glitch is what the brewer brings to the table, essentially. So in this one, it's an experiment of brewers, not hops or yeast. In this one, we would pick a style, say porter, and we would have guidelines. Everyone needs an OG between this and this, color between this and this, IBUs between this and this. And have certain guidelines like that. And then it's up to the brewer. You create your own recipe for porter or whatever style, and that's the experiment. See what everyone's take on a style could be. Some people might have wildly different views of what a porter should be than someone else. Someone on the East Coast might have a East Coast philosophy, like IPAs, for instance. There's West Coast IPAs and there's East Coast IPAs. Who knows? Maybe there's a preference between brewers on porter or whatever. It doesn't have to be porter, I'm just using that as an example. So that was a good idea too. So it's an experiment of the brewers. So that's a completely new one. So those are the 2 ideas that have kind of stuck out right now. Some people suggested water. I got a lot of people saying nah to that one. So I think we should stay away from that one. Other than that, those are the 2 best ones I've heard. So also in this video, comment below and tell me what you think of those 2, if you like either one or neither or both. And if you have additional ideas that I have not mentioned, mention those, and I'll make a follow-up video like I did last time. Like I said, this is a very far in advance video. Just because I'm talking about this third experiment doesn't mean it's going to be starting soon. Basically, through the evolution of this whole Hokie experiment thing, I've kind of come to the realization with timing and all that is that if we want to keep doing these things, and I think we should, they're really fun. We can do probably 4 a year, one for every season, because we did the hop one back in the fall/winter, and we did this yeast one kind of late winter into now, which is kind of getting into spring, and then, or which is spring, and then we can do a summer one and then a fall one again. So that's cool with me. I mean, judging by how long it's taken and all that, it looks like it's like a 3-month kind of thing, so that'd be perfect for four times a year. So comment on this video. This is far out in advance. I'll give further dates, but I mean, don't expect it. We won't even be formulating a recipe probably for another month or so. So just give me the ideas, shoot them out, and we'll see you later, guys. Hope everyone's interested. Maybe we can get 20 people again. If you weren't in on the last one, you want to get in on this one, join us, man. It's fun. So much fun getting to taste everybody's beers. So I'll catch you guys later. Comment below.